Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of ARK Survival Evolved. I am from the past. I'm from another video back when I was breeding up the Carcharodonta, which I'm currently sitting here really hoping that it will do well in the rest of the episode. I'm also hoping that by the time you see this, my base is a lot cleaner as well. So yes, today is going to be a bit of an unusual episode because I'm going to do something in preparation for all the people that will be joining the server. Now, fair warning, for today's episode, I will be cheating. I will be going into creative mode. But the reason being is that I have a bit of a surprise in mind for when people come join the server. Just something a little bit fun, a little bit extra, and, you know, by the time you see this, they would have hopefully have discovered it. Again, we'll see. We're playing a lot of the past and the future right now. So, first of all, while I've been getting all these like various different items and such over time, I have actually been holding on to a few as well, such as, are they in here? Why did I put them all? Was it maybe? Here we go. Yes, right. I knew I saved a couple of items. So I've been holding on to some of the random quality items that I have been just kind of getting in my travels, and I think I do want to get a little bit more than that. Yeah, like a primitive Aranea saddle, because why not? An apprentice iguanodon saddle would also be pretty awesome. Perhaps another hatchet and another pickaxe. I think this here, the Ascendant Stone Hatchet, would be such a tease. Right, I think that's a good collection for now then. So the plan is, right, is that I'm going to make a couple of ruins. I'm going to make a couple of structures. Imagine what you see in Valheim or what you see in Minecraft. Just like little ruins out in the world with like storage boxes for the loot. And I'm thinking this loot here, it's not too overpowered because remember, people do have access to the upgrade station. Now the upgrade station is very nerfed, so it's going to take quite a lot of resources to get to, say, Mastercraft or Ascendant, but I imagine people will be upgrading to Ramshackle and Apprentice quite quickly. Therefore, I think this is like a bit of a nice balance of materials, or qualities I should say. Not to mention things like the hide gear is, you know, like a bit of a tease, I think. Now like I said, I am cheating, so we shall activate creative mode. Haha! And we have all the power. Right, so I want to put down about 10, I'd say. I think, oh, bugger off. I think 10 is a good number of like little ruins to find out in the world. And I primarily want to put them in, you know, early game locations, not quite on the beach, because then it just might block people from building. It's a thing I've got to keep in mind, is that it does block people from building nearby. So around the beaches-ish, but not terribly in, you know? So I think like up here, for example, could be a good idea since people can spawn all around here. But getting up here, no one would really build here, you know, immediately early game, but they might stumble upon it. So I'm thinking that for this, I would like to get some, I think primarily wood. I don't mind if people break it. If anything, I want them to break it. So I think wood structures would be the way to go. Now again, these are meant to be like small, approachable, breakable even, so I'm not going to make anything, you know, too crazy and fortified. I want it to look abandoned. I want them to look strange. I want people to spot them and be like, oh, what's this then? You know, something very deliberately unusual. So I'm thinking what I might just do quickly is, say I was to put a couple more up here and then chuck this down. Oh, that's really not what I wanted. Okay, that's a bit too strange. And then just get rid of those ones. Oh, really? Bugger off, mate. Okay, look, I ain't got time for you two. I'm busy. I'm building. I'm not very good at it. So, I already just like removed half of what I had available, but it's okay though. What I can do instead then is, say, chuck that one there. We can chuck this one here and another railing down there. There you go. So that it just looks kind of like a bit broken and a bit strange. Here we go, something like that. Just again, very, very odd. And I'll put down a storage crate on the inside. Now, storage crates actually don't have locks, or at least the vanilla ones don't have locks. So anyone that finds this can just open it and take anything inside. It's going to be really funny to see if people actually deposit things back in. I'm really excited to come back to this in a couple of weeks and just see, you know, what people have done. What I will also do, just to like really make sure that people kind of are drawn to it, is put down a S+ torch. And put that to manual. There we go, and just have that eternally burning. That way, even in the night, people, like, again, have a chance to see it. I will put down the hat and maybe just like a couple of arrows, I think. Like a couple of little trank arrows, or a regular one, sorry. There you go, it's like 20 of that. And maybe just as simple as that. Like, I'm thinking, do I want to leave a note? I have been debating. What I was thinking about maybe doing was doing like a poem or a treasure map. But I just don't really know how to approach that. I'm not exactly good at poems. Actually, I think what I'll do then is just a very cryptic, yay, you found me. Something really simple, that way when people come across this, they don't think, I mean, it already looks like a random piece. I don't think a normal person would build this, but again, just so when they see the notes, they think like, oh, okay then, this is actually something to take. Right, so that's one down then. We'll go ahead then and just get a coordinate on that so that we can check it in the future. So for this one, we're at 5718, and I shall take a screenshot. Okay, so I'm looking at this area over here, and I have a lot of fond memories in this entire area, and I feel like that it's also an area that people might spawn in. And I especially have fond memories right here. So, I'm thinking in this spot, what can I do in this spot exactly? I made this one maybe just a little bit bigger. So maybe just like that, for example. And I will put down couple of these. There's a raptor right over there, I just saw it. Followed by a whole bunch of these. Oh wait, that's not what I wanted. I do love railings. I do add railings into far too many building things. Alright, so I said something bigger, and this clearly isn't really much bigger, is it? So what I'll actually do instead then is, can I just increase that a fair bit, like that? It doesn't snap. Right, in that case, what I will do is get rid of all of that. Put down a wall, then put down the ceiling. So I want this one to be like deliberately quite higher up. And I will just shove that and that down, again just to make it look like it's somewhat supported. And then for this one, I could put a storage crate up here. Now, I could put a ladder down. I did think about putting a ladder down, but I kind of want people to like actually have to work a little bit to get this one, so they can see the chest right up there, but oh, they just barely can't reach it. So, actually, now that I think, they can't build on it, can't they? It's not like Valheim or Minecraft where you can just, you know, interact. So either I could be cruel and make them jump, or wait to get a flyer or something. Actually, could they hypothetically jump up from this rock? How much is someone going to try for this one? Oh, you could make it. All right then, you know what? This one deserves a bit more of a reward then, I think. Yeah, go on then. If they can make it up there, they deserve like a bit of an extra treat. Oh, there's trank arrows. Well, that's fine. They can have trank arrows as well then. I'll do like a bit of a mixture. So some will be like quite giving, others won't be. That's a lot of effort. Or it's a lot of reward, sorry, for not a lot of effort. If it's a group of people playing, they can fight over it. There you go then. I think that would be quite nice. And then I will put the torch. Can I put the torch above? Oh, I could put it right there, actually. I could put it right there just to really mess with people trying to jump up. And more importantly, it'll be more visible that way as well. Okay, so another common spawning location is, well, I wouldn't say common, but a lot more like one that people can spawn in. It's around here. Oh, you know what? I think right up here is a good, vaguely hidden-ish spot, but not entirely. Maybe, maybe right here between the rocks. I really hope I'm not like actually messing up people's building locations from this, but again, though, I don't mind if people delete it. I will like leave a warning to say that, you know, you might find enemy structure warnings. If you do, you know, you should go investigate. That's all I'm gonna say. Keep it nice and vague-ish. So for this one, I'll put down another slingshot, a ramshackle hatchet, some hide pants, and yeah, maybe just again a couple more arrows. Now, what's another good early game? Oh, you know what? Maybe like around here. I think even just in the valley, actually. I think maybe I'm just biased here, but this valley is like a really good place just to get to the redwoods from. Now, I could be an arse and do it up on these platforms, but I think that's a bit too predictable. So, what I will do instead, I could... Ooh. Oh, that would be far too subtle, though. That'd be really subtle, unless they're wandering in the night. Even then... No one really would be wandering in the night, I don't think. That'd be such a good area, but nah, I think it's a bit too well hidden. Actually, I don't want to block the beaver dams. So in that case, maybe a bit further in, maybe just right here. Yeah, I think like in this little area here is another good one. Because again, I don't want to mess with like people's experience. I really do have to keep in mind the whole, you know, building enemy, whatchamacallit thingy. So that looks really strange. Whatever, I'm keeping it. Right, and that is another really odd looking one sorted, but it is sorted nonetheless. Put down a pike and a mastercraft pick. Along with, oh you know what, even an iguanodon saddle. It's a little bit overpowered, this one. But iguanodons can spawn, well maybe not here actually. Oh, they kind of can spawn around here. Whatever, it's down for the person who finds it to decide. Ooh, so this would be like a really, really mean one. I'll have to come check this one out quite quickly actually, but I think like just one up here. You know what would be really interesting actually? Perhaps one of these is just slightly more built up. You know what? I actually quite like that I can't snap those, but that looks a bit more interesting. There we go. Oh, that's, I don't want that to clip. Right, so I do one like this. I'll do one like this. Maybe with that. I don't want to be too big, that's the only thing. Actually, I think I'll be fine. It's a bit scuffed, right? But the whole thing is meant to be kind of scuffed. And you know what? Maybe this one could be even just slightly enclosed. So if I just do all of that. Oh, actually, I did want it to be, oh, like that. There we go. That's what I wanted. So I can do all of that. Do I even want to dare put down a catwalk? There we go. Chuck that down there, and we'll chuck this there perfectly. Or perfect, even. And, yeah, you actually can access it as well. Fantastic. Now, what I'm thinking for this one, how precious metals forge? Oh, that's not what I want. How much durability is a regular forge? That's about 2,500 compared to everything else. That's actually really fine. Okay, then. And does it have a lock? No. Right, cool. So for this one, I'm just thinking a bit of spark powder. Is this one, like, by the time you reach this, you probably had a bit more resources on you. You're gonna make it up here, right? So if you make it up here, you're ready for metal, but I don't want to just give a lot though. So I guess like 102 and a bit of hide as well. It's just a small little bonus, but really the main reward will be up in this hidden chest up here. And for this one, I will stick in the shotgun, the crossbow, the sickle, and again, just a couple more arrows, maybe even some bowlers as well. So I won't spend the entire video just building, since we also want to see the reactions or whether or not people actually, you know, discover these. So here is another one at the southwest waterfall. There's also this rather cheeky one just further south of it that is actually covered in Trudons. That was not my intention, but, you know, have fun getting to this. No! Oh, you little buggers! Typical. And then all the way south at Stonehenge, there was this one up on the cliffs up here with another slightly hidden chest beneath it. This one here is in a much more early game location, since over here is the default spawning space for, you know, anyone who joins the server. If they don't actually check or like search for a manual location, this is where they tend to get dropped off by the game. And so this one's right here. So for this one, I've just added in some very light resources like couple of arrows, couple of spears, a little bit of narcotics and bowlers. That way nothing too strong to carry them, but they, you know, get the joy of finding a bonus. Right, so in the end, there was actually only 8, not 10, but I think they cover a good, you know, bit of the map, and I don't want to just do, like, you know, too much resources everywhere. There's also always the potential that one person might find them all. It's unlikely, but just in case, you know, as soon as word gets out that there are these chests, I imagine people will be looking for them. So I think I've got like a nice little spread of chests, all primarily on the beaches or easy to find locations, nothing like horribly hidden. Maybe I'll do a hidden one in the future. I think like an actual treasure map in the future would be really good, just for like the early game of the server being made. Yeah, I think this here is a good little idea. Now then, time to wait a couple of weeks and see if anyone finds them. So the server is now open, and it did not take very long for the first cache to be found by Loki, although I don't believe she looted it in the end. So I think in the end, this one's been spotted by far the most, though we did have a couple of Arctic spawns, and this is a general spawning location, but I'm not sure if anyone actually managed to do the jump. And it would look like they haven't, so the loot is still here. Despite multiple sightings, the loot is indeed still there. Alright then. Now, as you can see in the chat, another one has just been spotted. However, I'm not sure which one Zacharin's referring to, but he has left the loot. I do also know that Storm has spotted 2, maybe 3. This is on day 3 now. We had about 3 sightings on day 1, 2 on day 2, and as of now with Zacharin, 1 sighting on day 3. But it seems people might be just a little bit too nice to take the loot, so I'm going to go ahead and check every single one of them. I do believe there is one... Yeah, oh actually, is that something? Nope. I do believe there's one over here. I think Storm did loot this one. And he did, right, so I can now finally take this one apart. Since after all, I don't want to prevent people from building. It's always meant to be like a nice little temporary thing. There we go, so it's 1 down. Let's go check some of the others. Right, so here's another one then, and I'm not actually sure has been spotted by anyone, and it has actually. Oh, okay then. Wow, people are actually finding them. I didn't think people would really be spawning up here, so that's pretty good to find. Unless maybe, I think people have already got flyers now, so probably someone spotted one. I think a couple are also looking for them, which is great. They're meant to be found after all. So that is 2 out of 8. So the northern spawns overall were quite generous because of course there is this one up here, but this is going to be a very interesting one. So I know people have been flying around the mountains to get, you know, their metal, their crystal. I'm amazed that in the week since I built this, since, you know, while people are only just playing now, this has all been here for a while. And I'm surprised no wild dinos have destroyed it either. I'm very, very glad. But let's go ahead and check. So there is still things in the forge and there is still things in the chest. All right then. So this one is, I'm really surprised actually. I'm quite surprised no one has actually opened this one up since everything is definitely unlocked. They definitely can pick it up. It's a mountain. It should have found this one by now. I guess, again, maybe the people who have found it so far are just too nice. And now to go check south and, oh wow, that's a very big base. Bluetail, wow, she's been doing very well. So she's surely been to this one, right? Surely, let's go ahead then and just hit walk. She has, good. I was a bit worried this one would have been like another more, you know, hard to find one, so I'm glad that she found it, fantastic. There's also the one that was right next to the original spawn point, and this one, again, surely, yep, surely has been picked up from, and it has. And who do we have in this base? We have a Glory Arrow. Oh, people are building such cute little homes. Now there's also this evil one all the way up here, populated by Trudons, which has not been picked up, surprising considering the Explorer Note is right there beneath it. And I do believe the last one is all the way at this waterfall, and this one has been picked up, right? I see. So in the end, on day 3, I think there's only 3 of the caches left, which I gotta say is really a lot faster than I was expecting. Though I suppose that people did get airborne very quickly, and as soon as word spread that, hey, these caches are a thing, I think people did go looking for them. Now, during the night of day 3, we did have this sighting.
Ooh. Yay, you found me. Take that.
Did you find the chest?
I found it.
Ah, it's hidden.
You found back a cache.
Oh, wow. It was hidden. What was in it?
It was a crossbow, a shotgun, bolas, a really good sickle, and a notebook. You found. Oh, and 10 arc arrows and 10 normal.
Yay, you found me.
That is a quality Titanosaur beneath us, by the way.
Oh, it's a
Sure is.
yeah, legendary one.
Yeah, that's the one I accidentally hit earlier. It did about 1,000 damage.
Oh.
Oh.
So here we are then, and that Titanosaur is still here. That one is scary. It's got 517,000 health. Seriously, don't touch that one. But otherwise, I can now get rid of this. Oh, she didn't. She didn't take the things in the forge. Well, fair enough. I guess I'll keep that for myself. And now on the morning of day number 4, did anyone grab this one while I wasn't looking? Oh, they did. Oh, I wonder who got that one. Right, so in the end then, I do believe that is every single cache except for the Trudon area one that has been collected. Oh, how lovely. So, it's been quite a few many days since the last clip. It is now the 12th of April, which means that the server's been open for 12 days, and I actually forgot that this structure here exists. I actually came across it recently, like, while playing the server myself, and just totally forgot this ever existed. It's not only been found, but more things have been placed in it. Okay. I am not really sure what to do with this. So it has recently occurred to me that the server will be opening up to more players quite soon, so do I want to keep this here? Do I want to do all this again and build some more structures? I am debating on it. I do find it funny though that someone actually did place things back inside. You know what? I'll keep it. I'll keep it there. It's quite remarkable that one's lasted so long. And for the other final and untouched treasure was all the way back down in this island here, which, you know, as you can see on the minimap, people aren't really building down here. There's remarkably few bases up north as well, I just noticed. But if we come over here, yeah, wow, this one still hasn't been found either. Interesting. Oh, great, and I've just been hit by Titanium Mirror, you stupid things. Well, whatever. So, interesting. Since it has been nearly 2 weeks now, I think it's safe to say that these probably aren't going to be picked up. I think people probably have been finding them, they're just not, you know, getting the loot, which again is totally okay. So yes, I think I will indeed just leave these alone for the next wave of players. They can enjoy it, and I'll tidy it up when I eventually see it has been, looted from. Well, this video really is officially well over a month in the making. It is the 25th of April, and I've finally been informed that this one has actually been found by Gnar. However, he did then say that he left the items in there for the new players to go find. So have we finally had progress? Yes, I can finally get rid of this one. I am amazed at how long... Oh, well, that's clearly damaged. I am amazed at how long some of these have survived for. It's honestly been really quite impressive. And then there was this one over here which people put things into, and this one has also finally officially been used up. Wow. So in the end then, I mean, it's a bit of a heavy jump cut from, I think it was the 15th of April or the 12th, all the way up to the 25th. It's a very, very large jump cut. But that's really impressive that, you know, they lasted that long. Oh, no wonder, Saga's right there. Saga probably got that one. There's loads of new people now. It's crazy to see how many new people there are. I did consider at one point adding in a couple of more treasures, but between all the bosses, all the tech caving, and just all this server excitement, I've not really had the chance to build, you know, more little silly things. But I really want to do more. It's been very fun seeing everyone's reactions, how quickly people have found it, and now that we've got just so many more players on the server, and things are like really hustling and bustling and moving quickly, I think doing some kind of treasure hunt in the future would really be a great idea. I'm gonna have to figure that one out, do a bit of planning, and see, you know, what would be like a nice reward, a nice method, all the kind of tips and hints and such, where people would have to go. I think that'd be really, really cool to do, but for the time being, I am done here. This has been a long video in the making. I hope it's been good fun though, just like a nice little buildy build video. A whole lot of time traveling as well. I imagine the space has evolved a lot since the beginning of the video. Oh my god, all the way back since the very first imprinted capture. What a journey. Right, thank you so much then, hope you've enjoyed it, and as always, I'll see you all again next time. Cheers.